Well, let's see if we're actually live or if just the notifications got pushed. YouTube shows live. Rumble shows live. Okay.
All right, then. That's great. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rex Sisters. Thank you for joining us. Today is Monday, January the 26th of 2026, a little bit after 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And how the heck has everybody held up with the snowstorm? Crazy
Well,
Bee has
this
her,
picture
uh-huh,
says a lot.
yes,
That came off of my Escalade in one giant lump.
wow. And how many inches did you get where you're down where?
We got between 5 and 6 inches.
In Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Well, that's
So
just your
central
area, right?
Kentucky. Yeah,
That's
I
in
mean,
your
just about what 40, 50 miles northwest ish of Nashville.
okay. But you said Kentucky got hit harder in other places?
In northern parts of Kentucky and in the eastern parts, some
Okay.
areas got upwards of 14 inches.
Hey, Miss Blue.
Hi,
Thanks for
Blue.
being there, honey.
I'm
Uh,
trying to fix the title. I
yeah.
apologize.
Uh, yeah, we got, so far we have 17 inches.
Holy
EJ,
shit.
yeah, Eric had EJ stay home, because the roads and the weather. We were negative 10, 15 degrees. We're supposed to get on
Jeez.
to negative 25, uh, with still more snow, and we sit down in the valley. Eric said that our roads and the county roads were good, but he had to go into the city for, he had 4 no heat calls first thing off the bat this morning. He said the city roads sucked. He said
Mm-hmm.
they only had one lane opened everywhere and it was half assed. They were still snow covered. And I was like, oh my gosh, back in the day, man, the mayor and everybody'd be rolling, they're rolling in their grave because
Mm-hmm.
when I was there, we still had salt boxes were given to neighborhoods. There would be one at the end of the street, and neighbors could come and get salt and throw on their sidewalk, or if you had a bad
Oh,
spot on the
yeah.
road.
Nobody had those in the neighborhood because everybody would steal it and then try and sell it for drugs.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah, we
that
did.
quit happening.
Yeah, we did. Uh, I had one at the end of my street, uh, which was really convenient. Uh, but for the city to be in such disarray, that's
Mm-hmm.
just unconscionable for how much money taxes and everything are. And
Did
again,
you see that part of Blue's roof collapsed
yes,
because of the weight of ice and snow?
yes, that would be a little bit on the terrifying side, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because I believe her father's not home. Uh, he's away on business, so to have, just her and her mom and them at home,
Mm-hmm.
the kids, you know what I mean? You don't know how bad when that water damage hits. Usually, the way it runs, it just isn't in that one spot. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a little bit concerning. I don't like that, and I'm glad that it quit raining and snowing at least for now.
I'm glad everyone's okay for the most
Yeah,
part.
right.
Now,
Yeah,
there's
it's
areas that are still having the storm hit, and
yeah.
that's east of me.
Uh huh. Yeah, so EJ was out twice, and I'll have to see if I could get some pictures tomorrow. I was disappointed because I wanted Eric to get them today, but EJ was on the Kubota, as I said, he was out probably for 2 hours each time. And I mean, he did a fantastic job. He did a better job than Eric did. I, I didn't want to say anything, but he
Yeah.
cleared the car off, and uh, he got all the parking pads, cleaned up, and the
Yep.
driveway, and it's a lot of work to, you know.
It is. I remember shoveling heavy snow when I lived in Michigan. It
Mm-hmm.
is backbreaking.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just snow. Yeah, until
Right.
it's mixed with ice or sleet and it weighs
Uh-huh.
18 pounds per shovel load
Yep.
over and over.
Yep.
Yeah,
I can
hell
remember,
no.
yeah, back in the day, we not only did the snow, but when it had, with the ice, we had this like scraper. It was on a
Mm-hmm.
pole. It was real heavy, and we'd have to go out there and scrape the. It was like a big ice scraper that it'd
Yep.
go under the ice, and
I think I still have one buried in the shed. We used
yeah,
it for edging our driveway
right,
afterwards.
yeah, it works good though. I'll tell you
Hey,
that.
Vanilla.
Hi, Vanilla. Um, but it was there's a lot out there. So the baby was at his first sledding incident today. He came in, he was all red and ice cold. He had on Jacob's, it was a tad too big on, well, more than a tad too big, but when I can't even, I don't know what size it was. Let's just say it looked like he was chopped off at the waist, the way the legs looked and stuff. But they were
Mm-hmm.
out there on the sled, and that you could hear them screaming, and I don't know if he was terrified or if he was having fun, but he was out for the longest time, and so he enjoyed himself. He was all bundled up and everything, just his little face was showing. So hopefully tomorrow he'll be passed out and sleeping for me for about 4 hours. If not, I'll just toss him to the snow. And then the dog, the poor dog, it's like he, the dog, the snow was up to almost his neck. So he couldn't
Mm-hmm.
figure out how to go to the bathroom because every time he bounded, he just sunk. And it was like
Yep.
pretty soon he was going to be covered. If he would have been any smaller, he would have been under the snow. So that was pretty epic seeing that. That was funny. So
I had dogs that loved the snow, and they
yeah,
did not want to come in when
yeah,
we lived in Michigan. I mean, I've spent an hour fighting with the dog. Freaking animal control got called on me, and I'm like, she's part husky. Good
yeah.
luck bringing her in.
Oh, I
When she
bet.
wants in, I will bring her in.
Right,
She don't want to come in.
right. Yeah, there's a lot of dogs that are like that love the
Mm-hmm.
weather, and people call animal control on them, and they're like, we're here for a welfare check. Well, you go and try to bring the dog in.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Good
want to
luck
come
getting her to
in.
come in. She ain't coming in.
Right, right.
Yep.
Yep,
I'm like, these dogs, they know how to. I check on them every 10 minutes. I offer to let them in. They go running back into the yard. Okay, you go have fun.
right,
I'll see you in a few.
right. Yep.
And it was just a really asshole neighbor who didn't like me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody's always around to stir the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So other than that, I'm had oh my lord, I'm telling you. I told you, well, I warned Walmart that I'm going to bash them from hell to high water from now on. The way that I was treated was unconscionable, and I would have called corporate today, but since the weather's so bad, I'm going to wait till the end of the week to call them. So they
Corporate
can,
might be in India.
well, yeah, I wait. So they canceled my food delivery, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
with that, so they take your money, but they do not refund your money right away. It goes
Mhm.
back to the bank or through your PayPal account, wherever, and you have to wait 3 to 10 business days.
Mhm.
Business days, that's Monday through Friday, to get your money back.
Mhm. Yep.
So they had a huge chunk of my money, and I had placed my order on Thursday for delivery on Saturday, and they
Mhm.
canceled at 5:30 a.m. on Saturday morning for a 2 o'clock delivery.
Because of the
So,
weather, I'm sure.
right, there was no activity at that time. It didn't start snowing till nighttime. But I guess during the panic buying, there probably wasn't anything there. Plus, I had a whole shitload that needed to be done. And probably
Mhm.
somebody didn't want to pick the order. Okay. So I called them at when I didn't know this because normally I give my phone number, but I forgot to switch the telephone number over to me. So the message went to Eric's phone. So when he came down in the morning, he's like, they canceled. I'm like, what? So I hurried up. I called them right away. I get 2 foreigners.
Mhm.
One's from I don't know where the first one was from. The second one was from Asia. I get a chick named Beverly. I don't know where she's from. That bitch hung up on me. Then I call back and I get Schwan from India, who could
Uh-huh.
barely speak English. And I said, look, at this point, as I told the chick Beverly, I want a supervisor. I'm not repeating the story. Here's the reference number, and the number's ridiculously long, right? And he says to
Mhm.
me, I will not give you to a supervisor until you provide me the information that I request. Yeah. Yeah, right. I'm like, fine. And I'm getting madder by the minute. And so I give him the information, and I'm like, I'm hoarse at this point because I only got the medication. We'll go into the medicine in a minute. So I'm still sick as all hell. I'm, I gave him the information he wanted, and he goes, well, I can help you. I said, no, you can't. You don't have it. You don't have permissions. I know that you can give me my money back right away because it was done before. I don't care that you transferred it to my bank. You can delete that. I want my money now so that I could go grocery shop. You
Mhm.
canceled it. I didn't. It's your fault, not mine. So he says, in the very first chick I talked to, her name is Jessa, by the way. Jessa, you are a MFing liar, you bitch. You lied, saying that my money was there immediately, and I told you it wasn't, and you said, oh, yes, it is, and you lied. So he lies on top of it. But the kick in the pants was when he gave me the reference numbers for the 4 transactions that there were, and he had the nerve to say to me, read them back. And I'm like, excuse me? He goes, read them back so I make sure you have them right. I read them back. He goes, no, you have it wrong. I said, what do you mean I have it wrong? He proceeds to read it. He goes, they're not U's, they're O's. I said, I told you it was O as in orange. And what I really wanted to say was, if you knew the frickin' American alphabet and you spoke American English instead of Indian English, you would know clearly that I said O as in orange because I went W as in Wednesday, E as in Edward, F as in Frank. I wish there was
Yeah.
an A in there so I could have said asshole. There
I don't see
wasn't.
that going well if you did, but it'd be funny.
And then I said, and there's five zeros. He goes, no, that's wrong too. It's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I said, that's what I said. There's five zeros.
Oh my
So
god.
he lies. I said, you know what? Let me get you on the phone with my bank so my bank can tell you that the money is not there. And as luck would have it, the manager picks up, who were very good friends, and she gets on there with him, and she and he tries telling her, here's a transaction number, the same ones he gave me after I hung up from her. And she says, I don't really care what kind of number you give me. I'm telling you, her money is not back in her account. And he's like,
Wow.
well, something's must be wrong on your end because here's our numbers. She says to him, no, something's wrong on your end because her money is not in her account. And he says, well, I don't know what to tell you. Here's our number. And she goes, well, the money's not here. They end up hanging up. So I tell him, again, you guys are lying. This is unacceptable. I went into, I'm disabled. I can't get out. You know, Walmart really wants this type of publicity in that this is how you treat your customers. Okay, watch what
Hmm.
happens because this bitch ain't done yet. So that was just Walmart. So Eric goes and picks up the meds on Thursday, only to find out that out of all the 20 things he brought home, the antibiotic wasn't there, right? Well, supposedly, the new chick that's at the doctor's office wrote the prescription out wrong and wrote for 14 days and then 10 days on the same script. They didn't know which one to process.
Oh my god.
And
Really?
they
They don't know
tried to
how to
call
handle two scripts on
they
one
try
pet? No.
yes, they tried to call the
Wow.
doctor supposedly on Thursday. There was no answer. I get a hold of them sometime on whatever time on Friday. That's when I find this out. And I'm like, well, I wish you would have told me because then I could get the doctor quicker than you can. They'll call me, talk to me. And I said, so I said, I'm going to set the alarm for quarter after 12. If I don't hear from you guys, I'm going to call you back and see what the status is. I said, and before any of that happened, I said, can you just, with the weather and everything, give me enough medication to get me to Monday? And then Monday we can call the office and get everything straightened out. Because regardless, we know we're going on this medication. Okay? She
Yep.
goes, no, we can't do that. All right? Because they have to have the doctor's orders. When I call back at 12:15, they said, no, we still haven't heard from the doctor, but we're going to fill it for the 14 days. You check with your doctor on Monday what they want you to do. And I had already told them that they wanted the 14 days. Now,
They want 14 days and then 10 more days.
okay, so
Not
why is
complicated.
it that they couldn't, I just want to know why they couldn't give me enough meds to get me through Monday, is what I want to
Because
know.
that requires a brain.
So, I guess that happened Friday because I only got the pills on Saturday night. Yeah, that happened Saturday. Uh, because we had the show on Friday, and I think on Friday I said he came home and I said I didn't have them. So that was Saturday. And by the time that was all said and done, that was another clusterfuck. Why isn't there anybody that is competent anymore in doing anything? I never got
Uh,
I never got away
yeah.
with any of this. Did you?
Not when I was working. Hell no. I would have been fired if I had treated people in that fashion. And was so dumb. I couldn't figure out that there were two scripts on one pad, on one piece of paper. Like, really?
And
Like,
and
it's
I've been
bad.
dealing with with this pharmacy forever and a day. They know me by my first name, the pharmacist. You know what I mean? It's like D's on the phone, you know? And so they know that I'm going to require, it doesn't matter if it was 10 days or 14 days. I needed to start it when you got the script on Friday and you didn't call me, or supposedly you called the doctor, but nobody ever followed through with it. Like, why didn't you call me so I could have called the doctor?
I would, and here's the kicker: it doesn't matter if you change companies; you're gonna get the same shit.
Right, that's true. Doesn't matter where you go. It's
Yep,
frustrating. The
it
only
is.
time I never had a problem with pharmacy was when it was a little local neighborhood pharmacy. I mean, that
Mm-hmm.
was a legit, the old fashioned,
Yep,
one time it
mom
was a
and pop
soda
place.
fountain. Yeah, it had a
Yep.
soda fountain and all that attached. And then when they moved that out, hold on one second. Be quiet, guys. If you hear me, if you hear screaming, that's Eric and Jacob. If you hear me screaming, that's me hollering at Eric and Jacob. So it's been an interesting day, to say the least. But the lack of competency of people in so many areas. Oh wait, and then wait. Oh wait, this was priceless. Try calling Walmart, and guess what you get? You get, "Hi, my name is," and I don't remember, "but I'm the new AI." And she comes right out and says, "I'm the new AI, and I'm still learning. Could you please tell me what it is I can help you with today? I see that you called 58 days ago. Is it still in regards to that?" And here's me, customer service rep. "I understand you want to speak to somebody in customer service. However, there's many things that I can do that would not require you to speak with somebody in customer service." Customer service rep. Now, I understand that you want to, but could you please just tell me so I could direct your call to the right person? Customer service rep. And
Uh huh.
so, mind you, when I got the person from India finally, I said to him, "I want to talk to a rep in the United States." And he took great offense to that and told me that Walmart is a global corporation and that I get to be put into whatever queue goes to whatever country, and they are quite capable of handling any call. And I'll be damned if I'm talking to some frickin' AI person or whatever the AI thing is, model, whatever it is. I am not.
Bullshit.
I just kept saying over and over, customer service rep, customer
Yep.
service rep. It'd say something, I'd be like, customer service rep. And at one point, Beverly, who's the bitch that hung up on me, I swear that they threw my name. You could hear like a reverb going back, like it was like they turned on a speaker so everybody could hear the call. And they decided, yeah, that woman's a bitch, just hang up on her. And the phone went click, because I said to her, "What do you have me on? Like a speakerphone? Are you at home working? Where are you? Why is all this reverb coming back? Why is this blowback happening? This shouldn't be going on. What is this? Your training? I'm at the training center? Oh, I'm telling you, girl, I spent, as you know, I was supposed to talk to you and I was supposed to talk to Blue. I spent from 6:30 in the morning until after 3 o'clock in the afternoon between Walmart and the pharmacy. I was
Mm-hmm.
on the phone the entire time. When I hung up, I broke down sobbing, almost hysterical, from the treatment, the beratement, everything that I went through. And plus, I've been sick. You know what I mean? So I have it, I'm telling you, Crazy B, the whole experience was just unbelievable. And I don't know if anybody else is dealing with this AI bullshit. So many companies are rolling it out. The bank is doing it. The pharmacy did it. Uh, the pharmacy picks up and goes, "Oh, I recognize your telephone number. Are you calling to order a new prescription?" And I'm like, "I
Why
want to
is it
talk."
being so assumptive and predictive? No, wait for me to tell you what I want.
Right.
It's not hard.
And I just,
It's worse than
fortunate.
fucking Google when you're
Yeah,
trying
it
to
is.
search something and there's like a million suggestions that have nothing to do with what you want.
Exactly. And I told you my phone just did a update, right? I've been hitting decline on the update because I've been up all night, and so it hasn't had a chance to update. Well, I ended up passing out that night on Saturday night from exhaustion, and when I woke up, the update took effect, and everything on the phone has changed. I mean, when I say everything, I mean everything. The way the icons look, the way it behaves, YouTube looks different, Safari looks different, other search engines look different.
I
I'm
hate when
the
mine updates and it forces
Yeah.
new games onto my phone that I don't want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I feel like I need a class just to learn how to work my phone again. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I get to my tabs? I couldn't figure out where my tabs were. It took me like a good 10 minutes. I'm like, Crazy B says just start hitting buttons. That's what I did. I was just like hitting buttons because I
Hey,
couldn't.
it works, believe it or not.
I
Just
know it
hitting
does.
buttons.
I'm telling you, this shit, it's bull crap.
As long as it isn't a big red nuke button that says nuke, you're
Yeah,
good.
I'm telling you. So it's crazy. What
This,
with this AI is gonna
I
the
am
it
so sick of AI being used for everything
well
because people are freaking lazy.
it blew my mind when it said, "I see that you called 58 days ago," and I'm like, "Holy shit!" So
Yeah, Walmart
they're
keeps tabs on
tracking.
that shit.
Yeah, they're tracking. They're keeping track of what you're doing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I
yeah,
don't like that kind of stuff is stalking me.
yeah.
I'm
One day, Blue and I were talking. Blue, was that shoes that showed up in our feed? Is that what that was? I can't remember what it was. We were talking about something, and we hung up. And no sooner did we hang up, or I think we might still have been talking, and we were searching for something. And yeah, it was shoes, and we were still doing our Google searches, and we were like, "What?" And we both got shoe ads.
yep,
How is that possible?
because your conversations are being stalked,
Now,
typed or spoken.
yes. Now, I saw a short that said somebody said something to the effect they were arguing that Siri does not listen in. Goodbye, Siri. Thank you. Now, there's proof that
Yeah,
Okay, I just said Siri, and that son of a bitch just answered. He usually ignores me during the day. Yeah, uh-huh. And I got to repeatedly call for him that he doesn't want to work because he's a man and he doesn't want to do work for a woman. So that's his problem. But he just popped on now because I said his name. But So there's this joke going around that they're arguing that Siri cannot hear what you're saying, right? That they're
Yes,
not
it can.
listening. But the rub is, well, if they're not listening, how do they know then to answer you when you ask for them? So they
Uh
have to be
huh.
listening in order for them to respond, just like he did right now.
Yep.
And how and where is all that conversation going to?
Good question.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. And we're getting off topic, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about you're having a fight and you say something out of anger, like, I want to kill you, or something like that. Where could that
Mm-hmm.
possibly go? Let's say you have your phones, each of you on each side of your bed, and you're having some wild, kinky sex going on. Where's that going?
Good
Where
question.
is any of the conversations that you're having, perhaps in a boardroom, confidential? You're going to try to take your company public, or you're going to try to do something, illegal, anything. Where are these conversations being stored?
Data centers.
Yes. And and I have stories that we will be covering in the future of huge data centers being built. A huge ass one is being built in Texas. So big and massive. There's armed guards, dogs. It's going to be worse than a prison to try to get into this place.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is going to be kept in these data centers? Are we
Every
talking?
conversation, every picture, every audio that's recorded,
Uh huh.
because they're
Yeah,
going to
because
record
if,
everything.
right, if you don't know, Facebook, for example, all your pictures that you post on Facebook become the
Facebook gets to
property of
keep.
Face. Yeah, they become the property of Facebook. You don't
Yes,
own
sir.
them.
That's why I don't post pictures to Facebook. I haven't, unless, like, I will not post personal photos, like, of me and the kids.
Right,
Nothing like that, because they can turn around and use it for whatever they want and make money off of it
right,
and give you nothing.
correct.
And that's been that way for a very long time.
And a lot of people don't know that. Most people do not know that.
Oh, it's been that way for a very long time.
And
Like, since
that's
day
just
one.
Facebook. Think of TikTok, what goes on up there.
CapCut, when you're editing your videos,
Yeah.
takes ownership of whatever you create on there
Oh, wow.
and can use it for, oh yeah,
Whatever
commercial
they want.
purposes.
Right. Whatever they want. Mm-hmm.
And it's been this way for over 10 years with this recording everything you do crap. Constantly listening in. I turned off the microphone and stuff on my phone. It does not come on unless I have a phone call come in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pain in the ass. I don't turn on my GPS unless I'm actually going somewhere.
Yeah,
And
I don't let my well, I have reason to believe that despite your turning off your GPS, they
it
still
still
know.
tracks you. Yeah.
Yeah, I still believe they have it.
Oh,
E-
I know they do. And I
yeah,
just minimize who can actually do that.
right, right. In order for it to be, bigger. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the same when you think about the cell phone towers, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you're paying an exorbitant amounts of money, say for Verizon, AT&T, who's some of the other bigger carriers that I'm missing.
T-Mobile.
Okay, those type. How is it that all of the low cost carriers are using their cell phone towers but at cheaper prices? But yet Verizon wouldn't think to lower their price to the same as, say, a Straight Talk or a
Yep.
why? Because it's about the money.
Because, yep,
It's about the money.
it's the same service, just a
Yes.
different price,
Yeah.
which is why I use Straight Talk.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, why am I going to spend $100 per phone line or $200 for 4 lines, whatever it is, when I can get it for approximately $25 each plus
Right.
tax?
Right. Yep.
I'm not going to complain. $100 for 4 line, well, 110 after taxes for
Right.
4 lines, unlimited, everything except your hotspot. Mobile,
Right.
like if you were to turn your phone into a hotspot for the
Right.
internet, that's limited to 10 gigs a month. So
Okay.
when my internet's down, I use my phone. But when my internet's up, I don't. I have my
Right.
phone on my home Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't use my phone a lot anymore these days.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing people don't realize. If you have home internet and you have your Wi-Fi on, that takes precedence usually over your cellular data, right? So you're paying for
Hmm.
this unlimited cellular data at these high rates, but yet you're not getting the service that's supposedly being provided. And the
Uh
service
huh.
that you do perhaps want, saying more storage, more iCloud storage, they're charging you more for.
Yep.
And think about that. What do you have up on the cloud that they have access to?
I recently removed everything from the cloud. I recently removed all my pictures and videos from Google Drive.
Mhm. I think they still have it, Crazy B.
Hoping they don't, but in the event, at least I put forth the effort to take it down.
Get to take it down. Go see Daddy. Go. Don't you know what? Don't mouth me. Eric, you need to let the dog out. Why? Just why? Go see Daddy. I told him you have to go out. Now go. Please, somebody help me.
You're the boss. Didn't you know that?
I know you keep telling me that I'm the alpha in the family of the dogs.
He sees you as the alpha, and so
Uh-huh.
do the
And
cats.
he's got they got to ask permission. And then I got to
Yep.
tell Eric to let them out. This every day. Every
Hmm.
day when he comes home several times a day, I got to holler and say, "Please let him out."
Yep. And the dog is always going to come to you first
Uh-huh.
because you're in
He's been it.
charge.
Yeah, he was over there this whole time, and he had to come in here for me to holler in for him to let him out. Please help
Yep.
me, please, people, pray for me. As Crazy B says, pray for me. I need help. And I just started the steroid pack, by the way. So could you
There's
only
that.
imagine how crazy I would have been on these people if I would have started sooner than later?
Oh my God. They would probably have a lawsuit against you.
That or they would have all hung up on me, right?
That too.
I only said the F bomb one time, just once.
Still
I
very
I I
unprofessional.
I maintained control the whole time, other than the one F bomb was like pretty much was like what? Nobody can fucking get their act together, something to that effect. They have me recorded, so play it back. I don't care.
At that point, I wouldn't either.
It's just, and I still don't have my money because, and I couldn't check because you know why? Our banks were closed because of the weather.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah. If it ain't
So,
one thing, it's another.
yep. So, and the schools are closed till Wednesday, and we're supposed to have below freezing temperatures. I mean, in the negatives. So I don't know if there'll be school whatsoever uh, all week. This is I didn't get my wish because I wanted everything to be shut down with a lot of snow. We didn't get as much snow as they said we would. So, as
Yeah.
usual, the weathermen were wrong.
We got just about spot on with what they predicted.
Yeah, that's good. We laugh about how bad they are at predicting the weather here.
Yeah. I watch YouTube's Ryan Hall, y'all. He is
Okay.
really, he's actually pretty damn good at it. Him and Nate Snyder.
Okay.
I've watched
You
them both during tornado season, and they're very on top of what's happening, including when I was first moved down here. I was watching Nate Snyder back in 2021. We had a tornado in December, and that's the one that tore through like 4 states.
mhm.
And it was massive. It took out a large chunk of one of the cities near me, Bowling Green. And Nate called it about 2 minutes before the tornado touchdown. He's like, "There's going to be a massive one hitting. It's going to start. It's going to hit there. Get out of the path, you know." And sure as shit,
It
followed
did. Wow.
within minutes. He's like, "Everyone in this area, get on in cover. Get in your basements. Get in the central rooms. Get away from windows." I mean, we were 30 miles away and lightning struck, hit the road right in front of the house we were in. We were about to go into the crawl space of the basement when it finally passed. The house was shaking, and we were 30 miles from the tornado.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't you say it took off siding on some houses?
Oh,
Or-
it leveled houses. But where we were at, yeah, roofing and stuff was coming off of places, siding. Yep. And
Wow.
that's 30 miles away from the tornado.
Well, you said that at your brother-in-law's place the wires were down, like
That's
when the
because of the snowstorm. I'm
yeah,
talking the
the snow
tornado in 2021.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there were trees and branches and stuff pulled down from the weight of the ice. The power lines are hanging about 3 foot off the ground,
Mhm.
and they're supposed to be like way up, but there's so much ice, it actually weighed them down to really low to the ground.
Wow, that's
So,
dangerous. Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's really bad.
Yeah,
So, it's going to be a bit before they get all the power restored everywhere.
one year was so bad. We were still at the office, and we were making sure that all the employees got home safely. I think I had about five people still left in the office, and there was no way for them to get home. So fortunately, since our new building was near the airport, we went I went made the decision to put them up at the hotel. I figured
Hmm.
I'd get bitched at the next day or whatever, but I couldn't leave them sleeping in the office. It wasn't like I had anywhere for them to lounge
To
or do.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so what was I going to do with them? Put them out and tell them good luck and be on your merry way? So I get them to the hotel, and myself and a girl that lived near me, we carpooled together quite frequently. So we ended up trying to get home. And first way we went, couldn't make it. Turned around, went a different way. Police had the place blocked off. Went around the third way, trees were down. We ended up trying to get back up on the main highway, and it took us almost 5 hours to get home that night. It
I
was
can
just,
absolutely believe it.
oh, we should have we should have put ourselves up in a hotel. Uh,
Yeah, probably.
that was pretty stupid of us. But we're like, we're only 30 miles from home. We can make it. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
That wasn't one of the brighter things that we did. Oh
Yeah,
well,
tis
such is
life,
life.
right?
Yep. But it's been a roller coaster of a weekend. I think when we get into our AI portion that we have planned, I don't think me or you are going to be happy about it at all.
Oh, I'm not happy to begin with. I don't
Yeah.
like AI. I don't like the way it's being used. And it looks like you were just kicked. Did you come back? D? Nope. She'll be right back, folks. Sorry about that. That's what we get for complaining about AI, right? Oh, Lord. That is precisely what we get for complaining about AI.
Exactly. Mm, go figure.
Anyone surprised?
Nope.
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 Why?
Uh,
Because
because they can, right?
I'm
I mean,
telling you, it's getting out of hand.
yeah, it's going to be the wave of the future, I'll tell you. And when they
Wave of the
talk, I
future.
mean, even
Shit.
it, well, not even the future, you're right, it's here, but even the people that have volunteered to get the chip implants where all you got to do is scan uh, your wrist
Mm-hmm.
at the grocery store or whatever, it has all your banking information. You go to the hospital, the doctor's office, scan your wrist, everything, all your information is in there. If
I
that
don't
was it,
like that.
not at all. Absolutely not at all.
I am not
N-
okay with that.
And
I
the
don't like being
control that,
stalked.
yeah, the control that people would have and where you're at, how do you shut that off? You know?
You don't, is
No.
the problem.
Exactly.
You don't get to shut this off.
Right.
Once it's
And who
on,
controls it?
you're in trouble.
Yeah. Who controls it?
That is the $1 million question most people do not have an answer to.
Exactly. And again, remember people with AI for all intents and purposes that you think that, oh, this is good, it's not going to harm me. You're thinking positive about it. In some respects, there are things, and Crazy Bee and I have actually gone back and forth of things that I let go where I believe she's like, nah, D, I'm not so sure about that. And we've had our back and we have our differences on this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the crazy, let's all go in AI, but I see some value that it could be used for, right?
I
So,
do, but not for some of the stuff it is being used for. I can see it
exactly,
being used in medicine, but it
yeah,
can't be the only doctor. It can be
right,
a second set of eyes to
right,
catch something missed. But the way they are using it, I mean, there are entire YouTube channels that are AI
correct.
from the creator information straight to all the videos posted. It is all AI generated. Nothing about it is real.
But people believe it's real.
There's music being produced by AI
Yes,
almost better than what people can perform.
exactly.
Art is
They
being
actually
taken over.
right. They
Oh,
actually take uh current singers, right? And they take their music, their voice, and they make it better than the way that they
with
sing it.
AI.
Yeah, with it using
Yes.
AI. Yeah. Yep.
And again, I get it like if it's a parody thing. There's that channel there, I wrecked it, which
Uh-huh.
loves to mash up songs, but he doesn't use AI.
Right.
Believe it or not, that kid does, or I think he's young from my understanding. He does not use AI. He does the
Okay.
vocals to the different music
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And his vocal range is just mind blowing. Like he sounds so close to the actual singers who originally did the song. It has actually had people think he used AI.
To do it. Yeah.
He's just a very talented person, but there are others who use AI to make funny videos mocking the government. There was a music video that I shared. It was AI and it was actually kind of funny. But it really is. It's flooding YouTube so bad it's killing other content creators.
Yes. And YouTube's doing nothing to stop it.
They try.
Well,
They
I
have
hope they
tried.
do. And the
They've
thing that
actually banned like I think it was like some 400 channels.
really, I didn't hear
Yeah, there
that.
was a guy who actually does his videos so well they thought it was AI.
Oh
And so
wow.
they banned him and he had to prove to YouTube that he actually does his own videos.
You'll have
to
to
get his
send me
channel
that,
restored.
yeah, so that I could put that with our stuff.
I'll
Uh,
have to see if I can find it again.
okay. Yeah, anything that anybody sees, stories like that, if you haven't joined the Discord already, please do so, or drop it in the comments and we'll take a look at it as that's probably going to be in the future. I'd say the way things are going, probably not till April that we hit that. But one of the comments that I
It's a
did want to make
AI
about
is
AI,
ruining YouTube.
yes, one thing about AI that people are not understanding is AI is programmed by humans, and you need to ask
By
yourself,
us every time.
yes, who is doing the programming? Is it the left? Is it the right? Is it somebody in central? Is it somebody that has a grudge? Is it somebody that has something to prove? Is it somebody that is trying to just do good? What is the purpose behind the
AI is
creation?
still not accurate either.
Correct.
Because all it is a parrot. It scans the internet for the most used answer, and then it regurgitates it to you.
Yes.
So whatever is popping on the internet as the answer is what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Like I there was someone who had asked Grok on X if anyone had ever overdosed because of marijuana, basically, and it told them no. And I had to send a whole bunch of articles saying yes, it is dangerous on certain levels to certain people, and yes, you can overdose on it,
Right.
and it can be deadly, especially to children.
Mm-hmm.
Even the edibles, those can kill a kid fast.
Right.
And so, like, again, Grok is not thinking of the full medical scope of it. Grok was absolutely just going by what the most common answer is. No, you're not going to. But it doesn't take into consideration all the fine details that need to be added. Like, yeah, in general, an average healthy person isn't going to overdose, an average healthy adult. But a child very much can. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, this is why I don't like AI being used. What every time you ask AI for an answer, it's affirmed as positive. You don't go and double check it.
Right.
You're just
People, but
believing
what they say.
whatever.
Yeah. There is no, we one, we don't use AI to produce any of our
I
content.
refuse.
Yeah.
Sorry.
AI does not.
With the
I don't.
exception of, well, no, we had some of our pictures created with AI, but it when we had the witch elf and the you as
Yeah.
a fox,
Yeah.
those were AI, but that's nothing like
Yeah,
what some people are doing.
I don't use AI to do any research at all. We don't use AI to do our commentary off of.
Heck,
Eh,
this falling snow background was me and Canva.
Yeah.
You see, this is not AI overlay of snow. No, this was me going into Canva, putting in our background, and then overlaying it with falling snow and looping it every 10 seconds.
Right. And so even AI for pictures for this type of stuff, I personally don't have an issue with that. It is the use of AI for the research end of it. I mean, I
Uh
spent
huh.
hours going over videos, reading documentation, deciding what we're going to use, talking to Crazy B, look at this, look at that, what do you think about this, that, and the other? I mean, I average between 17 to 20 hours a day, and I'll take off maybe five, I'll say a total of five, and that's being generous. I'm on my research stuff probably 15 hours a day, putting stuff
Mm-hmm.
together, pulling stuff, making future stories, whatever. When it would
All
probably
the
be very
videos that we share
easy.
that I edit. are
Yeah,
all done by me.
yeah. When it'd be real easy to probably just go out and say, "Hey, Grok, hey, what up, Chat Smith? I want to cover this topic today. Go pull everything for me," and they'd probably do it. But
You
we
know,
don't do
someone
that.
posted a comment on Twitter that their kid told them that kids that all the other kids that use Chat GPT and AI to answer questions are called third party thinkers.
Oh, that's
They're
interesting.
called the kids are starting to call them third party thinkers.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah. And
interesting.
we have a lot of adults who just jump to AI.
Well, and that, you know what? I see that a lot on X. Somebody will make a
Uh-huh.
comment. Crazy Bee has, you know, purple hair when you can see you have
Ask
green, but
Grok.
it says purple, right? And somebody will go, Grok, is this true? Instead of them doing, and I can't tell you how many times, just go and look on X posts when somebody
Yep.
doesn't like what it said. Grok, is this true? And then Grok will come
Yeah.
back with a Grok, you said this, what about that? Grok, Grok, Grok.
I'm
Well,
so sick of hearing Grok.
I
Yeah.
don't know if that happens on Blue Sky or whatever the heck they are on the blue side. Is that
I
Blue
don't know if they
Sky?
even have an AI model to use.
Yeah.
But I don't, again, I am not a fan of people using AI instead of their freaking brains. God
Mm-hmm.
gave you this organ in your skull to help you make wise decisions and stuff. And yet, what do? They go to the damn robot.
Yeah. That'd be a good question to ask, though. Uh, they claim that the brain has this untapped potential. I'd
Mhm.
like them to scour the internet and find out what that potential would be.
But the problem is they will just use Grok to scour the internet for
That's what I'm
them.
saying. That's what I would use Grok for. Some of these esoteric kinds of questions. Like Grok, is there really a God? And see what Grok comes back with.
Yeah, people are already using AI to try and preach the Bible.
Okay,
There was someone on my Discord server for the friend zone that we use for all kinds of just what the hell ever stuff.
right.
They sent it to me, and it was a church that used AI to give sermons.
Are you kidding?
Hell no. I will send it to you so we can put it aside. I was
Oh
like,
my.
oh hell to the no.
Really?
Nope. Yep, I'm gonna
So the
forward it to you right
pastor
now.
or minister or priest is too damn lazy, or the rabbi is too lazy to.
Christian churches, if I remember correctly, yes, using AI. I just sent it to you in
Okay.
DMs.
All right.
We can use it later. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. This is happening.
Wow.
I don't even like ministers who go political using the Bible. Why the
Exactly.
hell am I going to let a robot teach me the Bible?
Right. And again,
I won't go to a local church because people screw it up.
yeah. I mean, again, think about, and people aren't thinking about who's doing the programming. Perhaps there's a,
Atheist. It could be an atheist
yeah,
programming the Bible one,
exactly. What, who is behind this AI of the for the church, right? To produce
which
this
AI
content.
which AI platform are they using?
Exactly. But I
I'm
know I know
sorry.
content
No,
creators. Yeah. I know a content creator that does nothing but that. That plugs in, I want to do a story on X, Y, and Z, and give me everything you have on it.
that's lazy.
I
I
don't
can't
like it. I don't
stand
like it
the
because
way
it's
it's going.
I don't like it. It might be good for an initial hit, but the fact that they're not going out We told you get minimum two sources of information as proof, if
Hmm.
not more. And I'm telling you, there's usually way more for one subject.
We try to do a balance
Right,
of left, right, and
left,
center for every
exactly,
story,
right.
and then
Now,
we stick our 2 cents in.
right, but I don't. We don't tell you when we produce something. Oh, here's a right leaning video. Here's a left leaning video. Here's a central. That's for you to figure out and for you to decide as the viewer or the listener. There has to be some
Hmm.
responsibility on your end that, we're just not the be all
Never
end
take us
all.
solely for our word.
Correct.
Always do your own research.
Correct.
Yes, we say we're doing thorough. We usually present a very thorough thing of what we've covered, but still double check.
Right.
Always. Like,
Right.
never believe the people on the internet solely for their word. Always use your own brain to think whether, because you could absolutely think we're wrong. We would
Right.
not hold it against you.
Right.
Absolutely can disagree. We aren't going to be upset. You are
Right.
free to that opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fine to even discuss these differences.
Right.
What's not okay is just nodding along and going with it because someone said it.
Right.
It's like, geez, oh freaking! Like, we were discussing this most recent shooting in Minnesota with the ICE, and
Yes.
it's a toss up for me whether I think it's justified or not. I
Right.
want more. I want more evidence. I want to see more details. I want to hear what the FBI is saying. Like, just for me, I don't. I, I want more. I want to get more details before I make a decision on whether it was justified or not. Do I think ICE is jumpy because of all the shit that's going on right now? You betcha. I would absolutely put it to, they're already on edge, and then a gun goes off. What do you think is going to happen? And they
Yeah.
wouldn't
It.
be in this predicament if they weren't having shit thrown at them and threats. I
Right.
mean, one ICE agent got his fucking finger bit off recently.
Right.
Like, for goodness sakes, like,
And
quit
when you have
making their
active.
job harder and this
Right.
shit won't happen.
Right. When you have, like, Kathy Hochul just came out against ICE in Minnesota. So we are. You have Gavin Newsom. All right. We have
Uh-huh.
Wisconsin. Whatever, I can't
We have
remember what the hell
scattered
his.
states,
Yeah.
Chicago, I'm
Right.
sure.
Okay. Chicago. So we have these other blue states spewing this misinformation, disinformation about and around the country, only to stoke havoc of violence,
You know,
rhetoric in local communities around the country, as well as what's going on in Minnesota. And
well,
why?
these brainwashed idiots would turn around and support ICE tomorrow if the media told them to,
Oh, yeah, the media is
without
part of
any
it.
questioning of the change of narrative. They would all of a sudden stop, go home, and be all for it.
Right. And my thing has
That's
been,
the problem.
the, and I hate to say it, but the only way I think that there could be a potential shift in the narrative is for somebody to experience a violent act, either of themselves or of a close family member,
Well, this is two
unfortunately.
protesters who were already taken out by ICE for various reasons,
I'm talking,
and they're still out there.
I'm talking crazy B about somebody political or somebody in the media. That's what I'm talking
I
about.
I don't think it would change the narrative.
You don't?
I don't. Unless the media tells them to stop and go home, it's not going to happen. And if
Wow.
all of a sudden every politician and every news station and every content creator was all on the same page too, all of a sudden flip the switch. Oh nope, ICE is good. you would see everyone on the streets clear within 24 hours.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
that brainwashed by do what the media says.
Right. And, going back to this most recent shooting, I've taken the stance of yes, I want to know more information. However, that being said, my position on it is that you don't go into a volatile situation already with a firearm. I don't care if it's a cap gun,
I
right?
don't care if he had his concealed carry.
Right,
You're at a protest.
right,
What do you think is going to happen?
right. And even if a shot was not fired in the direction of ice, it could have been a shot up into the air, into a tree, or whatever. The fact that a shot was fired would tend to put anybody in that's in their right mind, I think, on edge,
And
combined
again,
with
that's what I said.
everything that's
ICE is
going
on
on.
edge
Right.
because of this. And it shouldn't be violent protests. Now, during the day, they've shown
Okay, hold
footage.
up a
During the day, it's
second.
the old
Hold up a
people.
second. Hold up. Why are
I
we
saw.
wrong, Vanilla? Why are we wrong? You can't say that. Why are we wrong?
I'll acknowledge ICE fucked up, but I can also acknowledge why they fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they were. I don't know.
I'm in the
That's
middle
the
here. I
part I
want
need
more.
more information on, right? You do
Yeah.
not. Like you said, I don't care if you had concealed carry. If you're taking that to a protest, you're going to do something with it.
The
Yes, it's
main
from
right
a
to bear
tyrannical
arms.
government, but ICE isn't tyrannical, are they?
He wasn't using the gun. No, they were trying to take the gun off him when it either discharged or something. The guy was already in cuffs when the gun discharged, but some reason ICE felt the need to. They thought maybe he had another gun. Yeah, he has the right to carry arms, but if you carry it into a protest and you're protesting ICE, you get thrown to the ground. It's one of those things that is common sense, and I get where you're coming from, but I also see it from the perspective of
The ICE
if you
officer.
weren't carrying if well the thing is it really goes back to ICE shouldn't be this on edge from all the threats against them.
Correct.
I really don't like the violent protests. I don't
Right.
even want to call them protests. They're just violent people with nothing better to
They're
do.
riots. Correct.
They're riots.
Yep.
And that is what put ICE on edge. If I'm not saying he didn't, again, he has the right to carry his gun wherever he wants as long as it's not federal building, and I'd even disagree with
Right.
that. And my main thing is that ICE shouldn't be put in a predicament where they feel the
Have
need
to
to
be
shoot
on
first, ask
edge.
questions later.
Correct. Right.
They should not have been put on edge to this point. That's where I'm really going.
And I mean, and it's just not ICE. It's every police officer, every every law enforcement officer in the country has been
Hello,
vilified.
cannabis.
Hi, cannabis.
But
Uh,
I know what I see where you're coming from, Vanilla. The guy has the right to carry a gun.
right.
He wasn't brandishing. Someone said he was brandishing the weapon before the ICE arrested him. Someone
Now
said there was brandishing.
yeah,
I have
I
not
heard that
seen
too.
proof of
Yeah.
it.
I heard that too, and that's one reason why we have not put that story up and out, is because we're waiting for more information. Content creators have been quick to uh, get on their channels and yay or
They have
nay
to
it.
change it constantly.
Exactly. So until we know exactly what went down, we're not making it. Well, we're talking about it obviously, but we're not doing anything in an official type show yet
Yeah,
until we know more detail. We both each have our opinion on it. It's similar, but a little bit different. Taking a little bit harder line, I think, than Crazy B is on it.
Yeah, Vanilla. From my understanding, that's what drew Ice to him in the first place,
Right,
was that he had brandished the weapon,
right.
and that is what I understand is the current what happened.
Situation.
But until
Right.
they come out and tell us exactly what happened, there are angles.
And
Supposedly, I have wasn't really paying close attention, and I should have paid more attention. But it was also like 2 in the morning.
right. The other
Yeah, I
thing,
abs.
yeah.
But you know me, I'm an absolutist when it comes to the
Oh,
Constitution.
big time. Big time. And especially the
I
right to bear
carry. I
arms.
have my gun. I carry my 9 millimeter with 3 extra magazines at any given time. Okay, so I have 41 rounds at any given time. So trust me, I am all for Second Amendment. But if I was going to protest, I'd think twice about where it's at and how I carry it. And if I'm going to get arrested, I better let the police know right away where it is and all that.
Right. The same as when you get pulled over and you say, I have a shotgun and, you know,
Yeah, I get pulled over. I let them
yeah,
know I'm concealed carry. It's in the
right,
center console. It's in my purse. It's on my hip.
right.
Again, I absolutely believe people have the right to carry, but they also, if you're going to a violent riot in the middle of the night outside of an ICE protest, oh no, this was during the day. I apologize. If you're going to a violent riot at any time of the day, you need to think about what it could lead to and what it looks
Yeah.
like.
And
Yes,
it
you have the
just
right to
doesn't, yeah,
carry,
it
but
doesn't,
you also are at risk of getting arrested at any point. And
right,
do you really want to resist arrest with a gun on you?
right,
To me, it's like, dude wasn't thinking it through. He did not think it through at all. And yes, he has the right to carry, but it was kind of a stupid move what he did.
yep,
Even if he wasn't brandishing it and ICE came at him, don't resist. Cooperate. Let them know where the weapon is. Yes, it was one of those P320 or whatever's that go off easily. Like, I mean, you drop the thing and it goes off. And it
right,
very well could have been a misfire, which led to this. What, like, it's been all over the news. They recalled a lot of those guns because of that problem. He had to have heard about it. He bought it. They had to have sent him a notice about it, and yet he chose to still continue carrying a dangerous weapon that is known to go off when it pleases.
right,
Like, I'm torn on this. Like, I get it. I have one gun that I carry every day, but if it was a dangerous one that would go off at any given moment, I would take it to get it adjusted, or trade it for a similar level gun,
right.
because that is an option at many gun stores. You can absolutely do trade-ins and get that thing off of you because
Mm,
it is such a high risk
right,
of getting you killed. For me, I think all of this through before I even purchase the gun. What is the history on the gun? Is it got good manufacturing? Is it durable? Like, for me, that's common sense. But these leftists who were just a few months ago screaming, get rid of the guns, are now buying guns and haven't been raised around them or properly trained on them, in my opinion. You gotta wonder if they even went for training. I, I would love to talk my part about it because the lag really doesn't allow for good discourse. Oh, dang, I hate that it's lagged. But I get what you're saying. I absolutely believe people have the right to carry a gun, but think about it before you do it. Think about what it could lead to, think about all the repercussions. And again, I'll go back to the type of gun he had is the one that we saw in the news that killed an Air Force airman. A lot of police have had problems with it going off without them even touching the trigger, just putting it in or out of a holster. Yeah, at that point, I wouldn't be using it as an everyday carry, even in that situation. I wouldn't even, I would unload that sucker and take it back. Like, I just don't understand the logic of some of these people who, yes, have the right to carry, but don't think it through.
It's the
Eh,
you're right. It is the lack of wherewithal of the situation that you've put yourself in now, right? And
yes.
that includes carrying a knife, carrying a taser, any type of weapon that uh, you know, a
Do
rock,
you
what?
know if your gun is stolen from your vehicle, like you have to store it in your glove
Yep,
box to go somewhere, you don't double check it's there and it gets
yep.
used in a crime, you can be held liable or guilt.
Mhm.
You can be found guilty of it too. If you find that it's gone and you report it right away, you're covering your ass. But there are some people who will leave their gun in their glove box for months on end and never
And don't
check
know
on
it's
it.
gone. Yep. And they're like, whoops.
That's why mine is always on me. As soon as I get back in the car, it comes out of the glove compartment and back into its holster. Like, do people not know this
Yeah,
stuff?
that would be a correct answer. They do not
I
know,
know you
Crazy
can't
B. They
brandish a
don't,
weapon.
you know what I mean? It's maybe that's something that, I don't know, should that be mandatory when you purchase a firearm that you go through some type of
Most
safety
states, it is
course?
mandatory that you get training. Most
Yeah,
states, it is, especially the blue states.
yeah. I
I
mean,
was raised
you have
around
to go in order
hunting and
to,
stuff.
yeah, in order to have to operate a boat, we had to go through a boat safety training course.
Yeah,
In
and I
order
lived
to
in
get,
Michigan. Every kid by
yeah,
the age of 14 knows how to drive a
in
boat.
right, in order to get the motorcycle license, we had to have motorcycle training.
For me to get my CPL in Michigan, I had to take a 1 day sit in course and a 1 day at the range.
Yeah.
And if and again, keep up to date on the laws in your area.
Hmm.
And brandishing a weapon is, you don't even have to pull the gun out. You can just say, I have a gun, I'm going to shoot you, and you can get charged with brandishing.
Hmm.
I am separating the situation that happened to the rights currently being thrown away due to narrative where both parties were wrong. And I agree, but I still hold Second Amendment rights, but use common sense while doing it. This guy seemed to lack common sense if that what they're saying is accurate.
And
One,
the other thing
don't
about this
resist arrest,
situation,
don't brandish.
yeah, the other thing is because information has been dripping out slowly, no matter what, mark my words, no matter what is going to be said about it, it's going to be called a lie. You're lying, you're
Yes.
hiding information, it's misinformation, you're trying to protect ICE, blah, blah, blah. Well, so because of all of that, Chuck Schumer is saying they're not going to pass the bills that pass the big the bill that we just read last week.
Oh, the
Uh,
minibus that they were talking of
correct,
passing?
correct. They're not going to. The Senate's not going to pass
That's
it.
a stupid reason for the Senate to do that. That they're
Well,
looking for
he wants,
excuses.
they'll vote on it if they strip ICE of everything. Okay,
Mm-mm.
if and
No,
DH
we
well
need ice.
DHS is a, they're going after DHS as a whole. Well, and if they don't take it out, then Schumer has promised another shutdown. Well, I'm telling you what, the holidays are now over. People buckle up and get ready because if you didn't learn your lesson the first time, then shame on you. Because I'm praying that they make the 71-day mark this time and that Trump will be able to get rid of 750,000 government workers. You want government smaller on the right? Here's one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The
But the
people
thing
that are going to
is we need
suffer, oh,
ice,
it's going to,
but they don't need to be on edge like this. This is not
right.
fair to anyone. And if they really want to sit there and bitch about protests, look what happened in Iran. 30,000 dead within, I think they
36,000.
said, within 20
36,000.
something hours.
Yes.
They went in with automatic weapons and just mowed people
Mm-hmm.
down. You don't see that in America, and you're lucky they haven't done that because
Yep.
America has restraint and actually values life.
Right.
And yes, I'm pissed that these people lost their lives. I don't like people losing their lives, but I also know that aiming a car at a police at ICE is a stupid move.
Yeah.
It's stupid to resist arrest with a weapon that can so easily discharge. All you got to do is breathe on it. I
Right.
mean, a vibration from a mild earthquake can set this thing off. That is not using common
Or like
sense.
you said, how many people have we seen where ICE has tried to detain them and they have taken off
Mm-hmm.
with ICE has had their arm in their car and they've taken off and somebody lost their fingers and somebody's been dragged and because these people panic. They never in their
Yeah,
wildest dreams thought for 1 minute that they were going to be pulled over from ICE, charged at all. So what did they do? They panicked. They never
yeah.
prepared for the what if.
They just went in, dived in headlong on emotions, zero logic.
Yes.
And that is how scary shit happens. That is why we're seeing what we're seeing. Everybody's on edge. Now protesters are carrying, thinking they have to defend themselves, not
Right.
realizing that those people who lost their lives was due to a consequence of not thinking shit through.
Right.
And then you got another wave of people not thinking shit through. And
Because
it's
they're
just
like,
going to get
exactly.
worse.
Because now they're like, well, nobody's going to arrest me. Nobody's going to lay hands on me.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Again, by escalating in response to something is only going to be that slippery
Right.
slope that
You
leads
have,
to a lot
right.
more problems.
Right.
And
And
I
who
don't want to
else?
see bloodshed on either side.
Right. And who else has come out against ICE? The Obamas, the Clintons.
Yeah. Obama used ICE to do far more. All of a sudden, now he
And
doesn't
he
like them.
has the nerve. Right.
He
And
gave Tom Homan a medal,
I know he did. And people don't
and now
realize
he
that.
doesn't like ICE.
Exactly.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Because he
This is
wants
what
to
I'm
be
talking
part of the
about.
narrative. And
This is
so,
exactly what I'm talking about. It's the hypocrisy and the escalations that are causing all these problems. And they don't care who's going to lose their life. As long
right.
as they're politically running the narrative, they don't
Yes.
care any of those people out there protesting lose their lives.
Correct.
They don't give a shit. You know what those people are? The propaganda. They
That's
are being
correct.
used to further some bullshit narrative that needs to stop.
Yes.
It needs to stop as a whole. Both sides knock this shit off, chill it out, back it up. Stand there, scream, blow your whistles, hold your signs, fine. Don't get in the
I
way.
mean, okay. There's another example. Okay, blowing the whistle.
So
They
what?
don't.
Let them blow it.
I know, but they don't realize their goal is to cause division and
They're
redirection,
pawns.
whatever. But what they don't realize is by getting in the face of an ICE agent, blowing that whistle in their ear, creating a scene. They've inserted themselves, and there is federal law that says you're not allowed to interfere with what they're conducting.
Yeah.
So the fact that you go up to them with your whistle, that can be interpreted just as much as interfering as if you have something that we
Well,
consider to be a weapon.
let me explain medically what a high decibel level whistle can do to the hearing over long periods of time.
I was going
Can we
to
say
ask you to
hearing
do that. That's
loss?
funny you should say that. Go
Hearing
ahead.
loss, hearing damage. You are inflicting injury on a federal officer. And thanks to Obama in 2012 fighting Arizona to force Arizona to let ICE in, Obama's the reason Trump can do this despite all the protests because it set precedents. But all that exposure is doing long term hearing damage that could be considered assault and battery, in my opinion. From a medical standpoint, all those people should be arrested for battery
Right. And
because it does do medical harm.
if not minimally, they're probably entitled to some type of disability, if not workers' compensation for injury on the job. And how much do you
People
think that
from the
costs?
military.
Yeah.
I know a guy who was a Marine, and when he did basic training, this was way back, mind you, we're talking like the 90s, early 90s. He was in basic training. They used live rounds without hearing protection. He was able to go and get full disability, well, partial disability for his hearing loss from the military because it was their fault he lost his hearing.
Right. I mean, Eric suffers
We are
from hearing.
absolutely going to be paying
Yeah.
for this out of
Yeah.
our taxes down the road.
Yeah. Eric suffers from it. Now, he hasn't claimed disability or anything, but just on the making the ductwork and the equipment that he uses, and the drills and the saws and all of that, and heaven forbid, should they wear protective hearing, you know, uh, devices,
Mm-hmm.
it's affected his hearing.
Yes,
So,
my
it,
dad, because of live ammo use when he went
yeah,
into Vietnam,
right,
when he was in the Vietnam War, same thing. Long term hearing loss over time. It got worse. Yes. And so those loud decibels absolutely do damage. And I, again, think that they should be arrested for it.
yeah,
If they are right up in their face blowing that whistle, instant arrest.
right. Oh, and I argue as well, I take issue to being in personal space. And once you spit on me, oh, I don't
Oh
know,
no, people
Crazy
who spit
B.
are getting arrested. People are getting arrested for spitting because in some cases that can actually be considered assault with no attempted
Bodily
manslaughter or
fluids.
attempted because of
Uh,
bodily fluids.
right.
And even though HIV in saliva is very minuscule, it is still a chance. I mean, you don't want to take that risk. And so kids who spit on each other in school get charged with a
Yeah.
much higher um, um, degree of it, and it's people who knowingly HIV and spit on people will can get charged
Mm-hmm.
with attempted manslaughter, if I remember correctly, because it can kill them. And yes, it has happened actually,
Mm-hmm.
where someone intentionally passed HIV to another person in a fight. They knowingly did it and did not care. And yes, they got put in jail for it. I cannot remember the case. I know it was in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
God, it was so long ago, but it has happened. That person who bit off that ice agent's finger. Oh
Yes.
my God,
Yeah.
I'm you. Oh my God, God knows the human mouth has so much bacteria in it. It is
Right.
appalling. Like even dog bites, you're not supposed to pack and cover them too much. You're supposed to flush them constantly because of the bacteria that gets in and starts destroying tissue. Like
Mm-hmm.
these people don't think about the repercussions of their actions. And if they're, again, they can stand, hold their signs, scream and holler, but the second you throw something, they need to be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pissed that the local police aren't helping, enforce the laws.
They had
Thanks to Obama, it is ICE's. prerogative to go into any state, any city, and arrest people.
Well, they just had, there's a story with James O'Keefe going around where they were assaulted. They did a big undercover story, and they still have some of their assets are still embedded, and so he's asking for prayers that they get out safely. But they were
And that's
identified.
another dangerous career.
Yes, James O'Keefe was identified, right? Not only did they follow him, they got his license plate number from Florida, by the way, sent
He
him
was a
a,
rental.
yes, sent him
Seriously?
a text message and said that if you don't get out within so many hours, you're going to be dead. They threatened
And
him.
here's the thing, why didn't he use the common sense to use a rental car instead of his personal car?
I don't know.
Like,
And
that's
why
another thing
and why
that
weren't
drives
they,
me.
well, now he had a secure A1A security person with him, but we got Nick Sorter, Jake Lang, Cam Higby, and who am I missing?
Nick Shirley is
Nick
being threatened
Shirley.
big time.
Okay, none of them are having security with them. And I watched a video with Nick Shirley. He's lucky he didn't. He was up in New York City. He's lucky the
Hmm.
mob didn't. He wasn't punched to the ground. The worst he got was somebody poured water on him. James O'Keefe, on the other hand, they had at least 3 bottles of water that were frozen thrown at
Uh-huh.
them.
Yeah.
It made
And
body
that can break
contact.
bones.
Yeah,
That frozen water can break a bone.
that could that could knock you unconscious.
Yeah. They don't
Thanks,
think
Blue,
about
for
that.
doing all the modding, honey. We appreciate it.
These people aren't thinking anything through.
No.
They are just diving headlong, emotional and irrational. Like, when I start to feel myself getting overly emotional, I will take a step back. I will
Yeah.
calm down. I will think it through. I will
Right.
talk to someone to bounce it off of.
Right.
Like with the family member that recently
Right.
I had to calm down a lot about. Absolutely did not respond right away. I took my time. I think things through. I weigh the repercussions. Most of us are rational enough to realize we are getting too emotional about this. We need to step back and think this through.
Yes.
This
But
group of
so many,
people,
yeah.
yeah,
But again,
it's
they
brainwashed.
also have paid protesters that I
Yeah,
think
that doesn't
drum up,
help.
and there's the whole group think, there's that whole mindset that, you got a William Kelly in there, right, who's embedded, that they found he had been arrested on Friday and he's at the church on Sunday. Okay,
Yeah,
how the hell does that happen in real, you know in real life? The guy should have been still probably been behind bars. So he goes to the rally. How many other people were embedded? Remember, they said that there were whites, that they needed to be there to blend in with other whites so that,
yep,
the group didn't look suspicious. Uh, and that leads me to believe that Rebecca was probably part of the group, for her
yep.
being able to give so much information and then saying, "Oh, it was my first time being ever at the church." Boy, she was spot on so many details. Uh, but once you get into groupthink, any any of these crimes that we've seen on TV, once the first punch is thrown, it doesn't matter. Group
Yep.
mentality takes over, and the
We
entire
saw it on
group.
January 6th. It didn't
Yes.
take a lot. And I was even saying it back then. It only
Mm-hmm.
takes a couple hundred to get a couple
Yes.
thousand
To it
all over
doesn't
the
it
place.
takes less than that. You know what I mean? If
I
you have,
know.
you know that this whole group think, the group mob mentality, once it starts, people that are normally rational become irrational, and you see things like once a person's done, they go up and just kick the person in the head and think nothing
Yeah.
of it. Who does that?
Idiots.
I could not imagine. I would like to think that I had the wherewithal to step back and get out. I mean, I told you when I worked for the city, and we did special events, things like we brought in the regatta, the great race, the marathons, the boats. The regatta was a big one. Okay, there was just
Yeah.
no doubt about it. And I would have to go from the point over to the North Shore, and I'd have to take two bridges walking to get over there. Okay, there was no other way to get there other than to walk across the bridges and get to where I needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So there were so many people packed on the bridges wanting to see the boats up close that guys started jumping off of the bridge into the river. Then people started grabbing people and throwing them into the river. And
Yeah.
all I had was the walkie talkie. And the problem was they had uh, barricaded the bridge off. So you could not get from the sidewalk of the bridge, you couldn't get onto the highway. You couldn't get onto the bridge deck where the cars were. They didn't want anybody to get hit. But what they didn't realize was they caused like a cattle corral almost. And we couldn't get out.
Uh-huh.
We were trapped. And to watch that whole shift of how it started out a couple people laughing because they jumped off the bridge to people picking up other people and throwing them off of the bridge
Yeah.
was one of the first indicators to me of how groupthink really works and how quick it formed and how quick people were to partake in it.
Join in. Yeah.
They either
It
jumped
does
off or
not
they
take a
grabbed
lot.
people.
Yeah. And that is just how the human brain works. And unless you really control how you think, you can get swept up in it.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to think that I could pull myself away from the situation and get the hell out of there. But I can't guarantee it because I'm still a human being and I'm still fallible.
Right. We all are. And so when you hear of these situations or something happens, your best bet is to leave the situation immediately. Don't stick around to see what's going to happen because you might be part of the what's happened.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
not good.
that's the best advice that I could give you. Uh Even things like there was a concert that was given and there was parallel roads and then there was an alleyway that went in between these two roads. Well, people were like, we're going to take this shortcut between this alley. So many people packed the alley that people were actually trampled to death.
Yep,
The government became
it's
involved in the situation. The you
it's
know
scary.
the federal government became involved, and that nobody stopped to help anybody that fell, that they just continued to run, which is just uh it's kind of mind-blowing. The biggest thing I would say that I was ever involved in that was I wasn't driving at the time. We I wasn't permitted to
The
drive
IRS forbids
as a
my worship
child,
the archaic sun beetle.
Okay.
and even in when I got married, Eric just drove, and I didn't get my driver's license till I was 24. So that's just the way it was. But anyway, he picked me up from work one day, And that same bridge that I was telling you about that they had cordoned off, um,
Mm-hmm.
there was a, you came up one side and worked your way over. And I happened to look back in the rearview mirror to see two people on fire. I mean, legit, full
Mm-hmm.
body, full on fire. And I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, Eric, these people, you're doing like people are on fire. And people were coming out of the tunnels just bypassing them. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, and I'm like, you have to stop and let me out. We got to do something. Here's me in a dress, high heels, and everything, and I'm running back. Eric parked the car in the median of this one spot, and him and he ran to one guy, I ran to another guy. They had been on motorcycles, and they had on those yellow rubber rain jackets because it had been raining. And
Uh-huh.
so when they came out, their motorcycles slid on the wet pavement of the bridge deck, and they
Ooh.
lost control, went into the Jersey barriers, and the motorcycles exploded. They both caught on fire. Them frickin' rain gear that they had on melted into their skin.
Yep.
We beat them with our bare hands to get them flames to stop. And we waited, got that the fact that nobody stopped, nobody except Derek and I, those two guys would be dead. Nobody ever stopped until the police came. When the police came, then other
Yep.
people started to get out of the cars. But uh, the next day, it was on TV, and the mayor's office always watched, the morning news and that. And I did get a commendation and everything from the mayor because I was working for the city at the time. So that was nice. But it was the idea that the whole thing of not wanting to get involved and just letting two people burn to death,
Is appalling.
I just couldn't imagine. So there was a case of groupthink of I'm not going to get involved. I'm just going to keep mind my own business and just drive by. So what do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's a positive and there's a negative to the whole groupthink experience of do you stop and help somebody and what jeopardy does that put yourself in? What do you do when you're at a shooting? Do you stop to help somebody that goes down, or do you keep on going because you're worried
Actually,
about
in
your
an
own life?
active shooter situation, they advise you not to stop.
Yeah.
Um, but in a it's already happened. There ain't shit going on. You most certainly could stop if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't get involved,
Right. But yet,
and it's
so
kind of
in
sad.
sit, so in those types of situations where help is really needed, I guess is my point, right? Nobody wants to be
Hmm.
involved, but yet we're going to go and we're going to protest for illegal aliens who are destroying this country. Who now we know we are now we're into trillions. We're not talking millions anymore. We're not talking billions. We're talking trillions of dollars. Minnesota, Ohio, California, Pennsylvania, Illinois, New York, Wisconsin,
My state.
Kentucky, Texas, every single state. What don't we know yet? How bad is it? Could you imagine if all of this money was one a went for who it truly was supposed to go to, the help that our vets, the seniors, the disabled, all of that would have gotten, but more importantly, the reduction in the tax burden that the American taxpayer would have to be paying instead of the usual 20 to 27%. we'd probably be down around 10 to 15
Yeah.
in
But
taxes.
people don't think about that. All they think about is the me and the now. That's all they care about is themselves and what they benefit from it at that moment.
All this bullshit, I'm telling you, you want to bitch about illegal immigration and you don't like it, you take in a couple of illegals. You take in a family or you take in two or three men, military age
But you're
fighting men.
legally
Yep,
responsible for any crimes they commit. You are solely financially responsible for them. And nope, we don't want to hear you bitch and complain about that after the
right,
fact.
right. Because not one of them. I haven't heard any of them offer up any beds for anybody. Not one.
Nope. They want somebody else to do that part.
Right. Go look at videos. Go do some searches. Google search it. Go look.
Oh, Dee will be back. She got booted. We apologize. She'll be right back. But it's absolute bullshit. You want to sit there and scream, save the illegals from ICE? Well, how about you sponsor them? You sponsor their entire family to get their green cards, and you are financially and legally responsible for anything they do.
Doesn't
Hello.
like it, huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Doesn't like what we're saying, huh?
Something like that. The
Mm-hmm.
viewer count just disappeared too from the studio. So there it is. It's back.
Okay.
But I want them to be legally and financially responsible for the families they sponsor to get their green cards.
There you go. Until they get their green card, they're responsible.
Hmm.
Like as
I
I
think
was
it's a
saying,
great idea.
go Google it. There's many YouTube videos. They've got man on the street. They've talked to the left. Okay, they've asked the people on the left. When it comes down to it, and they go all through their little spiel, Trump bad, Trump this, Trump that, and then they ask them, well, you know what? We don't have enough beds. Could you sponsor a family? And the excuses abound. It is just
Yep.
absolutely what. In fact, maybe we'll pull a couple of them and we'll watch them one day, Crazy B.
It's appalling
Yeah, it
how
is.
quickly they try to get out of it.
Mm-hmm. I can't.
To
I don't
me,
have
it's
enough rooms.
appalling.
I wait. Wait. I have my own family I have to take care of. I can't do that. I have my own family.
I think they could. They're afraid to.
Because, in all honesty, when push comes to shove, they're full of shit. They don't believe in
Yep.
what they're really saying.
And they won't. That's the worst part of it.
Same for every single one of these NGOs. If you belong to an organization, if you're on a legal aid team and anything, when you tell me you have a family living in your house, then I'll listen to what you have to say. Until then, we don't want to hear from you.
Yep. I'm
Is the
really
way I
sick of
feel now.
I'm sick of them telling me to go help somebody else and they do nothing to help them in return. They do nothing
Oh,
themselves.
and not just help anybody else, but take my money.
Oh yeah, it is the take my money part that's really a kicker.
And then you take my money and you misuse it. And
Uh-huh.
we're going back. We're not talking about that this just happened when Tampon Tim got in. We're talking about this has been going on for decades. We knew this shit when it went down with Hunter Biden and for me whatever the hell the companies were, all with the Ukraine bull crap, all the China
Yep.
money, Sleepy Joe involved. He was the big boss. It goes back to the Clintons and the Clinton Foundation. Nobody ever questioned her. They were never pulled in. The bleach bit, all of it.
Yep.
Fauci and the lies with COVID and all of that. Nobody in any single thing we have looked at, not one person, has been held accountable. Not one. There's been some low hanging fruit. We're talking big name. We're talking the politicians, the drug companies, every.
They're the ones who are never going to see a day in jail.
No, never. And I'm sick of it.
Like I said, Congress. Oh, they're holding them in contempt. Uh huh. And
Yeah, you're
do
right.
something.
Right. I forget what
Just
the hell
do
their
something
excuse
about it.
was. Yeah.
They'll never actually arrest them. And this again is what pisses me off.
But it was okay that they
I'm,
arrested Trump and there was a mugshot of him.
yeah.
Make
Oh,
make it.
Trump actually committed a crime.
Yes.
When?
He's a felon. He's a felon.
Someone tell
Okay?
me exactly when Trump committed said crime. Oh, he falsified how much his house was worth. Uh huh. And how
No, he
many other
didn't.
people have done it?
He didn't. It has to do with how housing is calculated for property tax purposes.
Well, these people don't want to hear that.
Right. So when a county assesses property tax, which that in of itself is a whole thing, you know, go look up houses that are in your area, and a house that might have gone for $350,000 might only pay property tax on 100,000, if that. That's
Uh
based
huh.
on what a county assessor determines the
The
house
house to
to
be
be
worth.
valued at, right? But they're using antiquated equations. None of that. That's another
Hmm.
thing that's never been updated.
A lot of things have never been updated in
So
our world.
people that live in, any a house that's $1 million and over, their property tax could only be for, $150,000 they're paying on. They're not paying their
Yeah.
whole property tax on $3.5 million.
Uh-huh. But guess what? Those rich people who get to do that, that is because of bills that Bill Clinton put into place decades
Yes,
beforehand.
right.
When they all liked Trump.
Mm-hmm.
When Trump was ever, I mean, there's pictures of Hillary Clinton
With Trump.
with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
There are pictures of a lot of people with Donald Trump back in the day. They all
Mm-hmm.
loved him.
Yeah, Jesse
Then he ran for
Jackson. Oh,
politics
yeah.
on the Reagan agenda of
Mm-hmm.
fix America, make it better so everyone can prosper. And all of a sudden, all the rich people aren't happy. The
Right.
one of the richest men in America wants everyone to prosper, and the rest freak out.
Yes.
For some reason, they think you can only prosper on living off the government. That's not prospering. That's stagnating. You want to prosper, your life grows,
Well,
your wealth
no,
grows,
I,
your
I
family
would argue
grows.
not stagnating. I would argue decline.
That too. You're not going anywhere. You literally are living at rock bottom, and everything you get or do depends on whether the government gives you money or not.
Correct. And it depends on uh, uh, what goods and services they're going to let you have. Is there going to be.
I remember as a kid, it was shameful for your family to be on any kind of assistance.
Oh, yeah.
Am I the only one who remembers
No.
this?
Oh, no.
You
Oh,
were looked down upon in school if
mm-hmm.
your family was poor. If I remember it being that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, am I crazy? Did
No,
I
I mean,
remember this
and
right?
and the facts of it to prove that crazy bee is back in the day, food stamps were like a legit kind of money, right? It came in, if I recall, the highest denomination was a 50. I remember
Uh huh.
seeing 20, tens, fives, and ones. There could have been a
Yes.
50. I'm not sure about that, but definitely 20, tens, fives, and ones. And I can
Yep.
remember being behind people. Here's me with two kids, of this little bit of shit in my cart, and people that had these food stamps that had 2 carts filled to the brim. Shit was falling on the floor, and I'm going, how and why did this happen?
Mm-hmm.
The stigma of using food stamps was so great, right? What did they switch to? EBT cards.
The debit card because they didn't want
Yes,
people to
ma'am.
feel ashamed of needing
Exactly.
government assistance.
Correct. And so then you didn't know who was using what.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a stigma to the use of food stamps. And I think perhaps that should have maybe stayed. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but maybe I don't know how many people on. I used to hear stories about people that were on food stamps would work their way off, right? And
Yeah.
that's what you want. You want people. It was to be a helping hand, not a permanent
It wasn't
generational.
meant to be a way of life.
Yeah, not a generational type thing, right? And so I think that little bit of stigma helped some people, probably not everybody, but for some it did. But once it went to EBT, and then you saw that fraud was able to be committed even more so than it was with the stamps. Geez.
Mm-hmm. It was bad. It got really bad. And it's, again, we were talking, what was it? I sent it to you last night or this morning. They finally got done cleaning up SSI and found
Yes.
12.3
Oh, yeah. Go
million
ahead, tell that.
people between the ages of 120 and 169. There were 12.3 million people removed from getting Social Security
Okay,
insurance.
stop again. Go slow, Crazy B. We're talking the ages of what? 120 years old?
120 to 169.
Okay. I'd like to meet.
12.3 million.
Could we meet a couple of the 169-year-old people?
Please. Doge finally got through it. Here, I'll share the post. 1 second. Let me do
12.3. So
this.
between the ages of 120 and 169,
Hold
there
on.
are 12.3 million people in that age bracket.
Right there is what Doge found.
Go ahead, read it, Crazy B.
Age bucket 120 to 129. Marked deceased. 3,383,647 people between 120 to 129. 130 to 139, that is 139, there are 3,902,117 that got removed. Between the ages of 140 and 149, 149, 3,539,821. Between the ages of 150, 150, and 159 was 1,352,283. The age of 160, 160 to 169, 169, 124,170 people, totaling 12,302,038 people.
Could we perhaps have a birthday party for those in the 160 to 169 range?
That money went to people who were collecting checks using Social Security fraud, either from a dead family member continuously or they found someone's Social Security number and filed under it.
And nobody in this. Okay, read off how much money they got a month.
approximately 1800. That equals out to 22,140,000,000 a month.
That was fraudulently taken for how many years?
Decades.
And so the people in the Social Security office are so fucking stupid that
Or
they
part
never
of
question,
it.
or part of it. Okay, maybe. Okay, no, okay, let me back up. They're either so fucking stupid or they're so fucking smart
Yes.
that they
One
were
of the
able,
two.
one of the two.
All those
Okay.
people have been removed and no longer receive a check. Those checks were cashed by someone, somewhere, who should be sitting in jail.
Oh, I can't
Anyone
even
want to
breathe.
multiply that 22 billion times 12? Because that's yearly. I'm not pulling out the calculator.
Jeez.
22 billion 140 million times 12. Now we're talking upwards of a trillion.
I, man, just shoot me now.
Every year for decades.
And what's the consequence? Is anybody held accountable? Nope.
I would hope they go
Nope.
after those people.
Nope. Nada.
And that's just the people in that age bracket. What about the ones who are scamming the system in the livable age
Mm-hmm.
bracket?
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
Because I'll tell you what, I've only met 3 centennials in my life. People who've made it past 100. I've met 3. And our specialty was home health care for geriatrics and homebounds.
Mm-hmm.
I've met 3 centennials.
Jesus.
They are a
I.
very small population in America. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking less than 1%
Mm-hmm.
of our population that are living, breathing past 100. So, what about the people claiming to be 119,
Mm-hmm.
116? Oldest I've seen was 104. Now, I do know they can live past that. I
Right.
absolutely do know that's possible, but that's an even
I.
smaller
I would.
fraction
I.
of a percent.
Right. I would say we're talking 106 max. I want to say, but I'll give you the grace of going to 110. I don't
Yes,
know. Right. I would say after 110, you might have a handful, perhaps, but
in the entire United States.
right.
So 110 and higher should be highly scrutinized between the 110 and 119 bracket. And under that, I'd be checking for false claims because
Mm-hmm.
there are doctors who can be bought and paid for to get you disability.
Oh yeah, we
Just
know
like there are
that.
doctors who can be bought and paid for to get your medical marijuana card, even though you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
They will write up some bullshit excuse.
Mm-hmm.
All
Well,
you got to do
what
is
the
pay them $200, and there you
well,
go.
and we just talked about the scam with the HB1 visas, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
They're not even the
they
people who come here are not the ones who filled
who
out
they
the
say that
applications and
they
did
are,
the
right?
interviews.
Right. That there were doctors that were being paid off at here, give me 50,000 and Chase, go see daddy. Go. Here we go. We're going to bark. Eric, let the dog out, please. Go, I told him. Go. Everybody knows. Go. Go. Jesus, help me. I mean, ah,
This is what's alarming in the world right now.
we're,
The the
I know
scams
so
at
many people.
every level.
I know so many people this year, personal friends of ours, that are refusing to pay their taxes this year
Mm-hmm.
because of what's going on in the government.
Yep.
Now, is that illegal? Yes, it is. But how do you fight back against what's going on when nobody's being held accountable? When we're not seeing any recoup on our money back? What do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I know.
Crazy B, we've been on a rant for the last 2 hours.
Yep. I know. That's
You're
why I
gonna
took
have to
down the
retitle
background.
the you're gonna have to retitle the show name.
That's all right. We talked about what happened in Minnesota and everywhere. Because it's not just Minnesota. Yes, we are focusing on different areas. We started with LA, then we did New York, then we did Chicago. Now we're in Minnesota. This is everywhere. Don't even get me started on what's going on in Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's bad everywhere. Just some states are noisier about it than others.
Right.
It's bad. And God knows this is all needed to come to the light. And something needs to be done about it. And I am pushing that our politicians pull their heads out of their asses and do their damn job and start putting these people in jail. And I wouldn't be opposed to a guillotine or the gallows
Mm,
in certain cases. I'm livid because everyone's screaming about one thing or another, and they don't even have half the facts about it. And then when you confront them, they instantly go to 404 error.
right. Or you're a racist or a misogynist or
That's
whatever buzzword.
fundamentally repeat 404
Yeah.
error cannot be found. Yeah. I'm just, I'm at the point where this has gotten nuts. And it's very, very close to a bunch of states trying to fight the federal government.
Yes.
Again, I don't think it will get to that actual point, but it is riding that line. We have civilians so scared of our federal agencies doing their job. We used to be afraid of the ATF because the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know Ruby Ridge and Waco and all
Right.
that.
Right.
We had reason to, ATF used to be the trigger happy ones.
Yes.
ICE never had this problem until people started doing this.
Right.
And again, ATF, they're walking into a place where they are told there is a mass of weapons and all this other stuff
Right.
going on,
Right.
but they still shouldn't be trigger happy. I'm. It's just, it pisses me off that any of this has even gotten to this point.
Right.
American citizens, this is not tyrannical. What Trump is doing is not tyrannical. Removing illegal immigrants is not the actions of a tyrant. Look at Iran right
Mm-hmm.
now. What is happening to their protesters if you want to see a tyrant?
Right.
Our government rarely uses live ammo on protesters. Y'all are getting pepper balls and rubber bullets and crying like it's the real thing. And y'all haven't even shed blood compared to what is going on in Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Like, quit bitching and start looking at the bigger picture. The people who are here illegally are from these countries where the tyrants actually are. They claim they've been oppressed, but they very well could be an agent of that tyrannical government sent to help bring down America's government. Does anyone think about that before they start screaming about, oh, they just want a better life? Then they can make their country better and make their life better
Mm-hmm.
there. I'm
Right.
not trying to be mean, but if they really want a better life, why don't they fix their own home first?
Before they come here. Again, their what do I say? When your house is clean, then you can bitch about the other one. But
Yes.
their own house is not clean.
My house ain't clean. Who the hell am I to judge? We've got dishes on the counter right now.
You know,
Who am
there's
I to say anything about
so
somebody else's
but
house?
we have these foreigners coming into this country dictating to us.
How we
We
should
have
run our country.
correct, and we have to change everything in order to accommodate them.
That's
They,
not
on the other hand, have no
how it works.
responsibility to assimilate to our
And
country
no
and our culture.
accountability. But if we were to go to their country, you best believe we would have to comply to all their rules, their lifestyle, their
Oh, hell.
clothing. Even to visit the Middle East, women are
Yeah,
supposed to have their heads covered
right.
and no showing skin, just to visit.
Hmm.
What the hell are these idiots in America protesting?
I don't know.
Do they not understand the consequences of ICE not being able to do their job? Now, if ICE or Trump were to overstep their legal bounds at any time, like I said, if Trump were to move the military in to do anything other than to defend an ICE facility or a federal property, I would be having a fit alongside you.
Hmm.
But Trump is not doing that.
Right. And I think that's what they don't like, right?
He's not the tyrant they want
They
him to
want him
be.
to be. Correct.
It's the boogeyman in their head is not reality.
Right.
And it's got to stop before more people get hurt or worse. I don't want to see protesters hurt. I don't want to see federal agents hurt. I don't want to see civilians hurt. I don't want to see illegal aliens hurt. I just want them removed.
Yep.
I don't want them hurt. I want them
Right.
removed in one piece, nice and healthy, back to their country so they can try again or go deal with their crimes somewhere else.
Yep.
It's not happening here. Am I really a radical for having this stance?
I don't
Am I
think so.
really that crazy person they say we are?
Apparently we are, because
Am I
that's
asking too much?
apparently we are, because everybody
It's just,
on the left believes that. I mean, it makes me start to question myself, right?
yeah,
In that, how can there be so many people that believe this, but yet I don't? And I'm always the odd man out, right?
you're not. There are more of us. Sadly, we're too busy working and running our lives to be able to be heard. You and I have the benefit of being disabled based. I'm not on paperwork. You are. I'm
Right.
getting the paperwork in order. We're homebound for the most part. We have the ability to put our voices out there. Hopefully, some people will listen to it, especially the leftists, and maybe start to rationalize and logic through what we're saying. We're blessed to have that ability. Most people who think like us are holding jobs or they're in a position where they can't put this stuff out there. It's really insane that more people can't be heard because they're actually doing the right thing. It's like, make it make sense. We don't see a lot of counter protests because people are holding jobs.
Right. They can't. When do they find time?
They got families to take care of, they've
Right.
got bills to pay. And for that jackass, well, woke farmer or whatever the fuck it is, he had a GoFundMe set up to pay for some of his traveling and protest. Where is GoFundMe's accountability for this? Why was that allowed? They wouldn't allow truckers to protest in Canada. They shut that shit down. It should be held the same here. I know, Blue Rose, I'm ranting. I'm sorry. We are 16 minutes over.
She's like, I'm tired of modding. I'm tired. It's time to go to bed.
And we didn't even get to anything on the list that we were supposed
Nope,
to have gotten to
that's okay.
today. But this was important. This was a very important conversation we had.
Yes.
And
It's
I'm
been,
glad we were able to have it.
yes.
I'm just fed up with people screaming and crying that ICE did something. Well, yeah. What action did you do to cause it?
Right. That's the position I take. I'm sorry, but you don't I don't care if you have a concealed weapon or not. If you're going to a protest and you know the situation is volatile or going to be volatile, and you know Minnesota is a powder keg, well, you know what? You just lit the match. So there has to be, I'm sorry, there's ownership.
I
Oh yeah,
hate
that
that
is
ICE
true,
is
Blue.
so
You are
on.
you are behind us, so it is early. So we technically could go on, but we can't. Uh
Yeah, I'm just upset that ICE even got put into a position where they
to
are
have to
this
do
on
this,
edge.
right? Yep.
It
And I mean,
shouldn't be like
and the thing
this.
is if they are slow to react to a situation, then who
That
is going to
puts
get
more
hurt?
lives at risk.
Yeah, who's going to get hurt?
Yep.
I don't know.
And I get your point, Vanilla. It is the best place to protect yourself because, again, it is a volatile situation. But also, if ICE wasn't so on edge, a single gunshot would make them pause before responding. And I get why they did what they did.
Mhm.
It's they're on edge. They heard a gunshot. The first thing they're thinking is everybody here.
Yep. Or did one of them
Because
get shot? You know what I mean? That's, see, to me, that is the biggest thing. Is did a nice officer get shot?
did a civilian get shot? Did
Right.
anybody?
Is the next question. First question is, did any of us get shot? Second question is, did any civilians get shot? Third question, well, who did it? Where are they? Are they still active? Where are they? There's so many things that go into this. And see, the
It was a
clips,
mistake on
right,
both. I
and the
agree.
right, and the clips that are being played is we're not getting the full story. You're getting to see, these little 10-second, 15-second clips.
Grainy
Yes,
clips.
grainy clips. We need to see the story from beginning to end. And the other biggest
As
thing
many
is,
angles as possible.
but the biggest thing that you have to take into consideration is, what does a rational person think about being placed in that type of situation, right? When you only have seconds to react.
Yep.
We're to, they might, yes, have gone through training or whatever, but the bottom line is you are still, as we mentioned earlier, a human being who is going to, who knows how, if you heard that gunshot, you could have been a chicken shit and were scared to death. You know what I mean? You thought you were some big tough ICE officer, that you were infallible, but then a gunshot went off and
You
now what?
freeze.
Yeah, you freeze. Or you become gun happy, right? You became
Trigger
trigger happy.
happy.
Yeah,
Weird Al actually did a song called Trigger Happy that I absolutely love and laugh at routinely. I can't play it, but if you get a
right.
chance, listen to Weird Al's Trigger Happy. It's one of my favorite songs. But I mean, you look at the response to when Charlie Kirk was shot
Yes.
versus what happened there. And again, Our ICE agents are just as fallible to mob mentality. One starts shooting, the rest follow.
Right.
They are just as fallible to that as we are, but they are trying to protect themselves and everyone around them, including the protesters who hate them so much. Because
Exactly.
what if it was a lunatic right wing person up on a roof?
Mm-hmm.
What if it was somebody else? Their job is to protect first. They're
Right.
going to protect those protesters, even if the protesters just are dumbasses.
Do you know you just sparked a shit? Hold on, who did it? They're going to fudge. They're going to be trying to pass legislation where ICE has to wear a QR code badge on themselves
No,
so that, yeah, listen, QR with all this information, and that when
nope,
you go up, all you got to do is snap a picture of the QR code. You're going to get
nope,
their name, rank, serial number,
nope,
badge number, where they
nope,
work at. Oh, it's being passed. They're going to try to push it
nope,
through Congress. I'll have
no.
it for tomorrow. All
I
right.
get what you're saying, but hell no.
Oh, I agree. I don't think it should be
What
permitted.
in the world is wrong with people? Are
Mm-hmm.
that's going to backfire on them one day.
I
It
know.
could be used against them. Do they not see the repercussions that could come down the road?
Well, I guess
Oh
they
my
figure
God.
it's not going to be touched. I'll try to remember to. Hold on, let me make a note. That doesn't mean I'm going to remember. Uh,
I cannot believe the insanity. There was someone who was saying that ICE should have to wear a yellow vest. Why? So
yeah,
the target's more
that too,
clear?
right?
Like, I don't want violence on any side. I don't want anyone hurt. Knock this shit off. Go home. Get a wife. Do something. Go feed and pet your cat or your pet rock. Take your pet rock for a walk. At what point do you stop being a moron?
You made me forget
And
what I was going to write. Take your
I'm
pet
sorry.
rock.
I'm sorry. I didn't
That's
mean to do that to
okay.
you. I'm
I
just
can't.
like, go get a life.
Mm,
Cory Booker and Alex Padilla are trying to pass
Padilla.
that.
Yeah, yeah, that's Padilla. That's it. Thanks, Blue. I couldn't
I
remember
don't
who that
like it.
idiot was.
I don't like that it puts anyone at risk, whether I like them or not. You have the right to protest, you do not have the right to riot. There is
Mm-hmm.
a difference.
And
And it
once
is
they
almost
get
my medicine time, so
and
I have to shut up.
And once they get their name in that, if you don't think for 1 minute they're not going to be doxxed, or their family or their children aren't going to be
Yeah.
named and
And
identified, you're
isn't that
crazy.
what the Nazis did to the Jewish people?
Mm-hmm.
But yet they're claiming that Trump's the tyrannical one?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Do they not see it in themselves? I don't want this for anybody, whether I agree with you or not. Just fucking stop it. Go home. Start a coloring book. There's plenty of crayons somewhere in your house. Or go buy some crayons. Don't eat them and start coloring. That'll give you something to do.
Yeah, hold on, Crazy B. Let me send this
They
to
hate
you.
Trump so bad. Yep, they can't think anymore. I
Right.
agree.
Let me send this to you. Blue just sent over an X post. I had the actual bill, but we'll just do the X post for now, and then if it gets
Okay,
passed, uh, we'll go from there. Hold on
go
one
from there.
second. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry. My tirade is almost over. I'm just, and I like seriously, people. Is it that hard to mind your own business? Because I used to tell people if you stick your nose where it don't belong, it's bound to get broken.
Yeah.
That is an understatement. I still use that phrase when people are nosy. You stick your nose where it don't belong, and this is metaphorical and literal, depending on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You might get hit or you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it one way or another. Do not stick your nose where it don't belong. Is it really that hard?
Right. Go.
Is it
Did you get
really?
that, Crazy Bee?
Yeah, I got it. I saw it.
Okay, you want to put that up?
I can pull it up really quick.
Okay. Pull it up. I'll read it real quick while you take some meds, and then we'll call it a night because I'm late for a Star Wars movie date.
Ah. All right.
And then I got his brat brother tomorrow, so.
Uh,
Mhm.
let's pause this. And screen share really quick. I apologize. I'm slow tonight. I am already exhausted myself.
Okay,
Sick of this
so
double
yeah.
sided bullshit.
So hit play, Crazy Bee. That might get everything we need.
Yeah, it looks like it will be because they're
Okay.
just quoting it.
Yeah.
Two Democratic senators now, Cory Booker and Alex Padilla, have a new bill out. They want to require CBP and ICE officers to have legible IDs, and they don't want CBP or ICE officers covering their faces. Would you ever sign that?
Well, they wouldn't be saying that if they didn't hate our country, and they obviously do. I'm surprised that
Hey,
they would do it,
JJ.
knowing a little bit about them.
Hi,
I
JJ.
don't know them well, but these officers are doing a tremendous job. They're great patriots. If you expose them because of statements like have been made by Democrats and others on the left, usually, mostly, I think probably exclusively, you put them in great danger, tremendous danger. And it's sort of funny when people picket in front of Columbia, in front of Harvard, and they have masks on, more than masks. I mean, you can't see anything. Nobody complains about that. But when a patriot who works for ICE or Border Patrol puts a mask on so that they won't recognize him and his family, so they can lead a little bit of a normal life after having worked so hard and so dangerously. There's a problem with that. So they have this is why this is the problem with the Democrats. They have a lot of bad things going on in their heads. They've really become they've lost their confidence, number one, and they've become somewhat deranged.
Yeah, they have become very deranged. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's an understatement.
I'll still try to pull the info on the QR code because it's a little bit more involved. If
Uh
I
huh.
can, I'll get my hands on it and
I
try to
just want
remember to
both
have it.
sides to dial this shit down,
Yeah.
calm down,
You know
and
what? I'm
do
gonna
what
argue
needs to be
against.
done.
I'm gonna argue against that point. I'm gonna argue it's the left that needs to calm down. I've yet again to see, and again we're waiting anything from the right. I'm
The
waiting
right
to see
hasn't
the.
been as violent. I agree, but I still, because again, they're trying to escalate. Both sides are
Yeah.
pushing
Well,
to escalate.
in what way is the right trying to escalate?
There are right wing YouTubers and content creators that absolutely want civil war. They
All
want
right.
to
Well,
go to war.
okay. The next time you see him, let's pull it up and let's call him out.
Okay.
All
I've
right.
seen a
We'll
couple of
start.
them that are basically they're not doing the exact call, but they're like definitely pushing towards it.
All
I'll
right.
pull
Well,
the
let's.
videos.
Yeah, let's see it and let's see and get a feel for it because I've yet to come across any.
Those
And I
tap
watch a
types are
lot
the
of.
black pillars.
Yeah.
They're black pilled. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a couple of them and I
Yeah.
used to watch them, but then they went so far right, I
Okay.
had to stop watching, especially after Charlie Kirk.
Right.
They
Well, I
really
can
went
see.
overboard.
Well, and I can understand that because the anger is such that what the hell has happened? Have we heard jack shit about anything about him?
He isn't. They have been doing the court, but I have not seen videos of it.
Right.
I've seen people who've covered it, but I've not seen it live as it was
Right.
happening.
I don't think they permitted it live, I thought.
Yeah,
But
they
we'd
did.
have
They
to.
did.
Did they?
They did
Okay.
permit live,
I know
yes.
that there was some fight or something they were trying to stop it or some shit.
Yep, but the
Anyway,
courts overrode and said yes, it can be live streamed.
okay, so we're now 2.5 hours into our rant. All that
Yeah.
started because of Walmart. I apologize.
Well, not just Walmart, but a lot of things in general has gone wrong, and
I and
I
I
am
think we've been
pissed.
overdue. We've been holding back. You know what I mean? The two of us have been holding back on a lot, trying to be
Well,
professionals and
because we're also trying to collect more information to cover it in
mm-hmm,
depth,
right.
and I boiled over for me. I've had enough of this all around stupidity
Mm-hmm.
and the bot like answers. I mean, when you're trying to get help from a store and you're basically being told, too bad you're getting whatever call center picks up first.
Mm-hmm.
Screw you, you're not talking to a supervisor
Yep.
because it's a bot response. That's what they're trained to say and do,
Yes. And
not
I don't
logic through the circumstance.
know how to say O as in orange.
No, you probably just didn't get your accent.
No, I repeated each letter as I said. I gave W as in Wednesday, E as in Edward, D as in dumbass. Oh, I could use that. D as in dumbass. Instead of D as in dog, I'm going to change D into dumbass, okay? And then I
Yeah,
went O as, as in orange. And he's telling me that I don't know how to pronounce the letter O? Are you kidding me?
yeah. It's bad. When the world is this bad, you just can't keep it quiet. You gotta say something.
No,
So
and you trust me, this ain't over. The fat lady's singing. And yeah, and I'm
she's
riding this horse.
getting warmed up to that high note.
Yep. And I'm riding this horse into the sunset because I'm not letting this go.
I can't.
And
I'm
and the other
just sick
thing
of it.
was they didn't even give me the courtesy of the $25 they usually hand out for messing up. You know what I mean? They couldn't even say, "Here's
Dems are D as in dumbass, and rhinos are R for retarded.
okay, there we go."
I
Oh,
love it.
that's great. Just what we needed
Oh
there
my
to
god.
end the day there, JJ. Thanks a lot. We
That's
needed that.
yes. Oh my god. What a day it has been.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so sick of the stupidity and the bullshit and everybody on edge. And it only escalates to more and more and more.
Right.
Just chill the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And the propaganda needs to stop. Like, please. Oh, wait. JJ posted something new. It's coming through. D, you mean they didn't even kiss you after screwing you? How dare they?
No, I didn't even get a hug. I didn't even get a hug.
You didn't even get a goodbye. The
No,
one
I didn't
person
even.
hung up on
I
you.
got hung up on. Yeah, I got hung up on.
Oh my god.
Remember, always, and here was the other interesting piece about them was always at least get their name, and not like that's going to do you any good because now that Walmart's a global company, who knows what country you talk to somebody in. They won't. I asked for their ID number so that I would have it. We're not permitted to give that out. Okay. Mhm.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Anyway. All right, babe. I gotta go. Somebody's waiting for me for date night. So
I'm gonna get an earful because people gotta work in the morning.
there you
So
go. All right. I gotta
yeah,
go
that's if you can
watch
get a right in.
Return of the Sith. So
All right.
yeah, we gotta
I'm
watch.
burned out as it is. I think I
Yeah.
got that off my chest enough.
Well, I got to go watch Anakin die for the 250,000th time. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense. Yep. So,
I gotta go pee.
everybody,
Hurry up.
have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow. Oh, speaking of tomorrow,
Oh yeah,
scheduling for this week. As usual, Wednesday we will drop a video, and Thursday we're going to drop a video because I have a late doctor's appointment. I'm getting those injections in my face and my neck again, and
possibly.
yeah, yeah. I might they might cancel because I'm on all this medicine, so I got to call there tomorrow.
Hmm.
But as of right now, we're gonna drop a video Thursday, so we will be live tomorrow. I should know something by then, so we'll kind of play it by ear.
Wednesday and Thursday may be
Right,
repeat videos from
correct.
before,
Right,
so just in
right.
case.
And yeah, and Crazy B and I had a long discussion about uh, dropping videos and our pre records that we do on other topics. Really, you guys aren't listening to, so you
Well,
prefer
they do.
to
It's
be
just it doesn't really attract others. Our
others to.
main
Well,
base,
yeah.
a lot of our pre-records. Oh, I think our max was Oh nope, there's 19. Oh, we had one that hit 134.
Well, there you go.
But for the most part, it's 18, 10, 8, 3,
Yeah.
15. All of our pre-records are kind of low, so
Yeah, so
we
we decide. Yeah,
yeah,
so we decided not to do pre-records on new information. So we are going to just recycle, drop previous videos like our older ones. Uh,
they still aren't
oftentimes,
bringing in big numbers, but it's something for anybody who might be stopping in or bored or
right,
someone new.
right,
So
yeah. So
yeah, there's
again,
that.
please don't forget. We really need the likes. We're trying to hit 100 people by the end of March. If we don't, I just might take the bridge and be very disappointed. I don't know why our numbers aren't higher than they are. Well, yeah, we do, because YouTube hates us.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but there's no excuse on Rumble. But
Well,
uh,
Rumble, we're at like 80,
yeah, so we're
if I
close.
remember correctly.
I
Yeah,
thought you
we're at
said
80 on
85.
Rumble.
Yeah, okay. Well, we need to be at a
We
100.
need 20 more
Yes,
follows,
yes.
subscribes,
So,
whatever it's called on
yes,
there.
follows. So please don't forget to like or follow, and you're always free to comment, share, and subscribe. And with that, I'm done.
I'm going to tell everyone my usual of stay safe, stay sane, stay sober, and with this storm that went through, stay warm because holy crap, we got it bad down here.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all just keep it together and we'll see you on the next one.
Good night.
Good night.